Is my internet not working? YouTube is unable to handle this request.
It has been spotted.
Vimeo is not loading. How many drop frames do I have in my stream? 0% drop frames. Wow, okay, so why the hell are you not working? How the... So what is going on that Vimeo and YouTube are messed up at the same time? Wow, Vimeo is genuinely down. I pay $960 a year to be able to stream to Vimeo, and Vimeo is down. Hey. Well, I'm not sure what platform you're watching on, Twitch, YouTube, Vimeo, or whatever. Seems like Vimeo is down. It also seems like YouTube is not loading. Strange. You know, it would have been much better if YouTube was down yesterday when during that stream. So today we have a MacBook that doesn't want to turn on. This is a 1989 that we don't have a schematic for. I need an 820-00923 schematic. If anybody has one, that would be great. But you probably have a schematic for an 820-00239, which is not the same thing. So we're going to open up this MacBook and see if we can fix it. Paul is also going to be running some wiring to the office so that I'll be able to stream Camille, Anel, or Paul at any given time. We're going to have a microscope camera back there, and we're also going to have a normal camera back there. And we may even have a Zalmao camera back there soon. So you're going to be able to see CPUs getting reflowed in real time. Rehot CPU bro. That is the most expensive meme you will ever find. Paul is our professional Zalmao technician. Oh, the memes. The memes. Hey, look, it's raining again. It's raining very... Huh. What were we just talking about, Paul?
My mind is blank.
That was just like the MIB little thing with the red
Yes.
light just walked by.
A neuralizer just walked by.
Wow, a neuralizer just walked by.
A wet raining neuralizer.
Okay. The first thing that we're going to do with this MacBook is we're going to unplug the battery. Work provided iPhone died today. Well, you can always fix it using the content that you'll find on YouTube if you look for the channel iPad Rehab. So, the first thing we're going to do with this MacBook is plug it in and see how many amps it takes. How many amps are you taking, little MacBook? Oh. Stuck at 5 volts. You're going to go to 20? You're going to go to 20? Good little MacBook. Good little MacBook. It went to 20 volts. But it's still stuck at 200 milliamps, which means that it's typically not turning on. Now it's at 600 milliamps, which would mean that it is turning on. We're going to put the multimeter on the screen. And we're going to see what's going on with this MacBook. First thing I'm going to do here is the CPU getting CPU V-Core. Does it have a brain? Any of these coils get... Here we go, 0.6 volts. Do we have an LCD backlight? Oh my. We do have an LCD backlight. 43 volts of LCD backlight. But there's no picture on the screen. Interesting, interesting. And it just went back to taking 5 volts. Oh, that's something. Alright. So we had a backlight on the screen at some point. Let's see. We're going to... This here. Alright, backlight is on. So this thing is turning on. Now let's see if it boots into something. I'm curious to see at what point the backlight turns off. These machines, it's really hard to see the light. If there's no image, you know you got a quality screen if you can't really tell if the light's on. If you could tell if the backlight's on when there is no image, that's typically not a quality screen that you're looking at. Screens where if there's a black screen, you cannot see the backlight. That is a nice, beautiful screen. It's one of the things that got me hooked on Samsung phones in the very beginning in 2010, was that they were one of the few that had a decent screen, even though they lagged very badly after short periods of time, in contrast to how long it would take for another phone to start lagging. Is this a continuation of the one from yesterday? Oh god, no. Oh no, that one is somebody else's status to be fixed. I pulled a douchebag and decided to give it to an employee. I know, it's fucked up. I'm being a piece of crap. Life's not fair. Alright, so we have backlight, but we have no effing image. There's no image on here. Hello? Wait, I moved it and this thing what? Really? Is my USB-C thing starting to get funky? Are you not... Because I moved the computer and this thing's turned off. What? Effing piece of... Alright, I'm going to keep it on without touching it, and I'm going to go back to there. Let's see if this boots up in anything. I am not going to be here for the next 1 or 2 minutes, because this thing seems so flaky that when I touch the computer it turns off. So I want to see if it's something with my charger, their charge port, or whatever. I'm going to give this time to boot into an operating system. I want to see if it turns off on its own when I'm not touching it. So I'm going to be walking to the back of the store, muting my microphone, going over what it is that I have to go over with Paul, and then I will be back in a minute. Be right back. BBL. Alright, we're going to walk back up to the front of the store and see what it looks like on this MacBook. Did it turn itself off? Is it working? We have an Apple logo. Focus. A very dim Apple logo. But an Apple logo. Is Vimeo up? No, Vimeo is down. There's nothing like paying $900 a year to have Vimeo as a backup for when YouTube has issues, only to realize that Vimeo doesn't work. This is most likely taking forever to boot because I've unplugged the battery. It's also taking only 160 milliamps, which makes it really hard for me to believe that the CPU is actually working. Somebody said they long screwed a machine. You long screwed it? Why did you long screw it? What have you done? Well, now you're just fucked, man. Okay, so we're going to raise the ISO so you can see that, the ISO 3200. Okay, now it's going back and forth between 160 milliamps and 400 milliamps. That I don't get. That is kind of confusing. That seems like it's taking... This is taking iPhone amounts of power right now, really. It's strange. Like this, according to that USB-C amp meter, this thing is taking 2 to 3 watts. That's not booting. You're not booting. it does not think that the CPU is overheating, because if it thought that, the fans would be spinning. Okay, time to put a fork in it. You're 170 milliamps for a screen, plus all this, you are not booting. Now we're going to see if it boots into my operating system. Okay, we turn you on, we hold down the Option key. This is going to be boring. Most likely very boring. Okay, it doesn't look like it sees... never mind. It sees the Option key. We're going to boot into my operating system. Let's see what it does for my operating system. A happy operating system. A happy. Pappy. Sappy. Kitty cat. Come on, show up the other drives. Oh, that's so lame. You don't want to show the other drives that I plugged in. I can't plug in the other side because the damn USB amp meter is taking up all the space. Show me. The lights aren't even on over here. Interesting. Let's see what happens with an adapter. Instead of USB-C. Okay, now we're at least getting a blinking light. Maybe that one was just broken. Now let's see if it shows us the other drive. Oh, here we go. Sierra. Now let's see if this will allow me to boot in a Sierra, or if it gives me that stupid little X thing and demands high Sierra. Okay, let's see if it boots into my operating system. Ace 1989 will boot into Sierra, right?
Is that the cable?
Which cable are you looking for?
The big cable.
That's a power supply. The big cable is in the middle room. Let's see if this boots. Be right back. It's raining and but the sun is out. Go New York. Alright, so this one here is taking 500 milliamps as it's booting. 500 milliamps is a little bit more promising. So now this is as boring as watching paint dry, which is why when I see that a computer is already semi-working but needs an estimate, I don't stream it, because it usually puts everybody to sleep. Understandably so. But I'm not really sure why I'm not taking this one off the desk. Perhaps it's just pure curiosity. Is it just higher since the USB device, though? Is what higher? We sons of the soil call that a sun shower. Yeah, Vimeo does live streaming, Major Lift. I have it there because if anything ever happens to my YouTube account, the thing that I like about Vimeo is that there's somebody I can call or email or speak to, and that doesn't read off of a script. I mean, the YouTube people, the thing is, there are people that you can speak to at YouTube, technically, but they want to talk to you about help with your video SEO and shit like that. They can't answer real questions. Now, I expect it to boot a little slow because the battery's not plugged in. Different models vary in this as to how much the boot speed is affected by the battery not being plugged in. But we'll see on this one. Either way, I'll be right back. BBL. We are back to 400 milliamps, and it will not boot. Into the OS. Okay then. Maybe it does need to see a battery. Okay. Let's see what happens if we plug in a battery. Sorry if I blinded you all. Usually I unplug the battery because I want to see how many amps the board is taking. Man, this is I've not had good luck with streaming lately. This is a really boring one. And also, oh man, I gotta show Paul this. Check out what happened to my USB-C amp meter. Remember what we were talking about yesterday with the Lewis hasn't broken this one yet? Look at this. Yeah. Yeah. Paul, remember what you said about my USB-C amp meter?
That you never break it. You get to break one of them.
Yeah.
You broke it. How did you do that? Ow. Ow.
Rip.
Ow. Ow. This is not possible. This is not possible. No.
Anything is possible, Paul.
No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. You can't convince me. I don't believe it.
It's gone.
No.
It's dead.
No.
Paul doesn't believe it. He's holding it in his hand and he still doesn't believe it, but I have the capability to break just about anything. Yeah, that one has a much more satisfying turn onto it. This is only taking 820 milliamps, which means that it must think that the battery is full or that battery is dead and it's incapable of charging it. What does long boot typically mean in a Mac? Dead drive, which this isn't it because it's doing it with several different ones. It could be corrupt operating system, which is not here because this is a different OS and a different drive. Maybe it is a dead battery. Yeah, it's never... Let's... If I unplug the charger... No, it's... Oh, yeah, there we go. As soon as I unplug the charger, it's off. Okay. You may just need a battery. But I don't know if I have a battery for this because this is fairly new. Let's see. What number is this battery? A1964. Okay. I don't have a battery for you. That was really boring. I'm very sorry for boring the crap out of all of you for that entire period of time. Yeah, that's pretty boring as hell. That was up there. Quite boring. Because there are certain machines that won't boot if the battery in it is not good. I know that some of the A1398s, newer models, wouldn't. This may need a working battery to boot. Not sure with this model, as we need a A1964 battery to test. I don't think we have. Slot F17. Yeah, this is gonna be another crappy stream, I think. Ah, light. I'm being destroyed by light. Now I'm being destroyed by shadows. This is really not a great like studio setup here. Oh well. How is Oreo getting on? What is Oreo? What's an Oreo? Okay. This says it's taking 5 volts at 20 milliamps. Let's see what's going on with this machine. Here we have a MacBook that won't turn on. When I plug in the charger, it takes 5 volts at 20 milliamps. It never reaches 20 volts like it's supposed to reach 20 volts. Like somebody who has 830,000 subscribers on YouTube should have a real studio or proper lighting. or a store that's not next to a large window where when the light comes in it completely destroys the visibility of my face. But such is life. We're going to open up this little MacBook and see what we can do. That other place I was looking to get as a store, as another store. I was talking about the two places at one address a few blocks away, never got back to me. But screw them. We don't need them. Or their overpriced ass store. $6,700 for less than 700 square feet can blow me anyway. They acted like they were doing me a favor by offering me a, like, finally budging to like a 5 or 7 year lease from a 3 to 5 year. Thank you so much, landlord. We appreciate so much that I'm only gonna have my rent quadrupled after you sell the building in 5 to 7 years rather than... I appreciate it. F New York real estate. You fixed the Mac from yesterday. No, I did not. That is for another day. A happier day. So let's open this up. Saying, is that what I said? Is that what I said, man? Is that I don't think that's what I said. I don't think that's what I said. Okay, so we're gonna open this. I'm distracted too. I shouldn't be fixing MacBooks right now. I should be petting my kitty. No, there was another store that made it sound like I was being an asshole for asking for a longer lease than what they had to offer. And I was saying I don't really care about how homey business you do or the fact that you're used to handshake deals. What I'm used to in New York City is that people who own buildings will sell those buildings to other people who then kick out everybody in the building by quadrupling their rent when their lease is over. And they seem to be really confused by the idea that I did not just trust them at a handshake. So I said I'd pay, give me a longer lease. They gave me not really much of a longer lease. They kind of met me halfway, and then I never heard back from them again. Alright, so the first thing we can see here is that this little cable for the camera appears to be unplugged. Why is that unplugged? That should not be unplugged. Has somebody been in you before, or did I just unplug that while I was talking to the YouTube chat? Alright. Well, let's get the board out of this thing. As you know, getting the board out of this computer is just that's so many screws. It's like you need a T3, a Penelope, a T5. It reminds me of that song, the badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom. T3, 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 T5, T5, T3, 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 T5, T5, oh no, Pentalope, Pentalope, it's a Pentalope. I still have E-Bombs World shit stuck in my head 15 years later. I can't get that out of my head, it's bothering me. Oh my god. It is bothering me. So it looks like Twitch is up, at Vimeo and YouTube are down. That's why my chat is so much quieter. Light industrial unit or warehouse. Warehouses have all been converted into spaces for either luxury condos or dumps that hipsters have taken over and are squatting in and living in. But badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom, badger, 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 Mushroom. 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 Snake. Oh, it's a snake. It's a snake. Oh, it's a snake. It's a badger. It's a badger. It's a mushroom. It's a mushroom. It's a badger, it's a badger, it's a mushroom, it's a mushroom, it's a badger, it's a badger. It's a T8, oh no, it needs a T8. In the corner we need a T8 screw. A badger, a badger, a mushroom, badger, and mushroom, and mushroom. They don't, NPR. That's why they go out of business every 1 or 2 years. And many of them live off of startup money. And that's one of the things that drives the demand for this shit in the first place. Too many startups. Too many people starting unsustainable businesses. A badger, a mushroom, a badger, a mushroom, a badger, a mushroom, a badger, a mushroom, a badger. Startups from unsustainable businesses by individuals capable of building vast quantities of capital in too many cases. It's easy money of real estate barons in New York. Okay. Now the first thing that we need to do when we plug in the charger, and we are stuck at 5 volts, is see if our CD3215s are receiving the power that they need to turn on. This board appears to be an 820-00281, and 820-00281 boards have a circuit where these little chips, the CD3215s, are going to be speaking to the charger. Those chips have to turn on in order for all of this functionality to work. So let's open up a schematic for the 820-00281. Here we have the chip that's going to speak to the charger. This is a CD3215. It's powered by the voltage coming into it, which is PP3V3_G3 hot. Now, if you take a look on the board, you'll see that where the charge ports are on the side, that there's a data line. And that little data line is going to speak to the CD3215 from the charger. Watch, I'll show you. It's pretty. See this over here? That's one example. From charge port to CD3215. But remember, in order for this to work, our CD3215 has to be getting power and has to be turning on. So if we check over here, the voltage in, here we have V in, as in voltage in, and then we have PP3V3_G3 hot. So if we check for where PP3V3_G3 hot should be showing up, around here, here, and we turn on the multimeter, and Paul Daniels' horrendous software, and we measure, we should get 3.4 volts. And we do get 3.4 volts. So now the question then becomes, why are our CD3215s not speaking to the charger? Much bad. So we're going to look around this board and see if there's anything that gives us an indication as to why those CD3215s are not doing their job and being happy little CD3215s, sending out happy little communication signals to the charger. Okay, let's just turn off Paul Daniels' horrendous software there. So this chip has sticky goo around it. Ew. And a hair. Bigger ew. Gross. Disgusting. Let's see what we have on the other side. Perhaps even a bigger hair. Wow. The hair continues. But this CD3215 looks kind of clean. Now if we go to the other side, we're going to take a look at those CD3215s as well, and see if they're filled with hair, and nastiness, and grossness. So let's start by reflowing this CD3215, using the proper amount of Amtech flux. Here we have Amtech NC559V2TF. We are going to reflow this board. Or at least, not the board, but our CD3215. Using this beautiful Amtech flux. The proper amount. The proper soldering job. The proper ball reflow. That should do it. Maybe a little more just for good luck right over there. Now we're going to turn on the quick 861DW hot air rework station. It's available on store.rossmangroup.com. And we're going to reflow that. And it's going to be beautiful. Are you ready, folks? Are you ready to watch this chip get reflowed? By the way, in the next few days, we're going to have HDMI and XLR cords going to the office to the second capture card that I got. So I got another one of these HDMI capture cards from Magewell. It's actually not bad. It's 4 1080p 60 HDMI inputs that can be used at once for like $900. Pretty good, because it's one of the better deals I found in terms of multiple HDMI capture. I got 2 of those cards, not 1 now. I have 2 of them. So now I can record Paul's setup in the office. And I also got a new camera for that. Paul and Camille and Annelle are going to be doing more videos now. And we're just going to let that cool off for a moment. So you're going to be able to see the Paul jobs from the Paul Q. And I'll be able to demonstrate once and for all that there's absolutely no difference between the Paul Q and the Lewis Q. Because you'll be able to see for yourself, once there's video evidence, that there is absolutely no difference between these 2 Qs.
Says who?
Says the people in the audience.
Let's see what happens once this camera system's up.
We're going to have evidence. We'll have proof. Like with police, they've got body cams. Here we have board repair cams. You're going to see that his entire day is filled with JTAG connectors and LCD connectors
Oh,
and
I wish.
backlight fuses.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
CD3215 reflows.
Oh, that would be amazing. It doesn't happen here. Nobody gets that correct. Some other shops take all that because we don't get it.
This actually looks like a lot of cable. Is that just 1 or 2?
This is 2.
Oh. Is it enough? Did I buy too much, too little, just right?
I think just right. By the time I route it correctly and everything, it's going to disappear.
Does this look like quality cable?
It feels like it.
This is Monoprice's stuff was cheap. This is so pretty.
This XLR is a little thin.
That is surprisingly shitty. I was not expecting that XLR to be so shitty. I think that XLR is going to be better than the wireless because the wireless doesn't reach back there. DPA microphone next week?
XLR, which one's which? Which one's going back there? Male or female?
Female back there.
Female back there.
Yeah, because the audio goes in the direction that you pee. That's how I remember it. It's pretty. Since wireless doesn't work back into the office, I got a 100-foot XLR to go back there as well. It just sits there at 5 volts, taking 20 milliamps. See what the ports on the other side do. The internet here sucks, man. It's Time Warner. What do you expect? 20 milliamps, same shit. Is the ultrasonic still on? This does not look corroded at all. The only issues we really had were around these two CD3215 ICs. So perhaps a reflow is not going to do it. Perhaps I need to replace both of those CD3215s. They're not underfilled, so I don't have to worry about being a dumbass like I did yesterday and ripping pads off. But also, I believe there's a resistor where PP3B3 G3 hot is going to be going to the chip as well. And I just want to make sure I'm not doing anything stupid and missing something here. So let's take a look at that. Good luck getting SDI on data with crazy resolutions. Huh? HDMI on professional video equipment. Why? Oh, why are you being such a... Chillax, bro. HDMI is fine. This is not a fucking movie set. Look at the camera here. Like this is the lighting. This is the camera angles we have time to get. HDMI is not the reason. HDMI is not the bottleneck here, trust me. So, I believe one of these is a resistor between some power source and the chip. I forget which. Data line. Data line. Data line, data line, capacitor, data line, capacitor, something, pull down resistor, display port, who gives a shit about display port, you don't need an external screen, you already got an internal one, don't fucking get greedy. Let's see, no, what am I thinking of? I know I'm not losing my mind, I remember this on the other one. Somewhere here. Pull up resistor. Pull up resistor. Maybe I'm losing my mind. Maybe I think something is there that's not. Seems like that's the case, really. Seems like I am losing my mind. Alright, CD3215 replacement time. Uh-oh. I think I just ate a resistor. Did I eat a resistor? Let's see. Let's rewind a little bit. You know, that's a capacitor to ground. That would have been a cap to ground, so I couldn't eat anything. Wait, no, that's the other side of the board. No. Did I eat something? I did eat something, didn't I? Okay, YouTube's not up, so I can't rewind my stream there. Perhaps Twitch will allow me to rewind my stream. No, Twitch won't let me rewind the stream. That's in the process. We're back to yesterday. Did I hear Sao Sao the parrot? No, that is not Sao Sao. That's my phone ringtone. Clip it, somebody says. Yeah, I don't really have the ability to see if there was anything there that I missed. Okay, then. Yeah. You need to go to the videos section where you can watch the past broadcast. There you can rewind all the time. Okay. Thank you, Rob Brown. Hopefully you've started doing some board repair videos. What? Oh, I can't turn this because...
I'm just making fun of Alex.
Making fun of Alex is always welcome. Time to replace two CD3215s on the board that's probably not going to work after I do it. Because that's what we do here at Ross and Repair. We get really crappy boards over and over again and then get depressed about them. And then fix them with no confidence on the internet. You're not snaking under the chip, little solder ball. Nice try, GTFO. Nice try, little chip. Now we see if we get 20 volts or not after Rapid Cool. Rapid Cool technology. Yes, Hectopus, a ThinkPad. Okay. We have Rapid Cooled. Rapid Cooling. Rapid Cool. Five volts, 13 volts, 19 volts! Yes! This MacBook has been fixed by replacing the CD3215 that you can get on store.rossmangroup.com. The quality of the CD3215s that you'll find on store.rossmangroup.com are far better than the quality of the lighting that you'll see in this video. Store.rossmangroup.com. In stock. Same day shipping. Free shipping for orders over $30 within the continental United States. Don't delay. Buy effing today. All we had to do on this board was remove the hair. This board had a lot of hair on it. I need to get some blinds for the windows. That shit is killing me. This board had hair on it. We reflowed the chip next to the flux. Not the flux. We reflowed the chip next to the hairy section. And after we did that, it still didn't work. We replaced that chip with another one. And now it works. A working, happy MacBook. A dead CD3215 made great again. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'm sorry that I have not been doing videos as often as usual. I hope that with the cabling that we're running to the office, between Anel, Chris, Paul, Tatiana, Camille, that, yeah, we have 5 board repair people that are not me at this point. So hopefully between all of those people, we'll be able to actually get some more board repair videos done. And because I'm, how do I put this? After about 1,000 of them, I have become less excited about them as I used to be. But hopefully we'll be able to get some more fun and exciting stuff out there. And hopefully you'll get to be introduced to some more of the other personalities at the store. Like Paul. And we'll finally get to show once and for all that Paul does indeed get all the easy boards. It will be sent to this machine, live on camera. You'll be able to see that he's been deceiving you this entire time when he says that all he gets are difficult boards. That's it. And next one. Fixed. I got an easy one. Paul, I got an easy one.
Not fair. A lot easier than what I'm doing.
You want to switch?
No.
Wait, so where are you running this cable? You're not running it properly, are you?
Yes, I am.
Why are you making things hard on yourself by doing things right?
That's the right thing to do.
Says who?
Says the AV industry.
Are they helping you right now?
Definitely not.
4925. Maybe I'll do another one. Holy moly, 2 to 3 paragraphs of description. Ah! Okay, he'll be happy. Oh, this got sent in from Louisiana. Wow, much far away. Let's see. What does it look like in Louisiana? What does Google say this address looks like? I'm curious. Wow, that is peaceful. Paul, have you seen what Louisiana looks like?
No,
Oh my god. There's grass between the houses. There's lots of grass between the houses. Sometimes there's even trees between the houses. Why do we work in New York? Why can't the money be there? I want to go to Louisiana. That looks nicer than this fucking shithole. This guy owns a MacBook in Louisiana. Well, Apple quoted $1,200 to $1,700 for this person. For a fucking CD3215. I really do have to make the time to make my price page by calling Apple for all these different issues. He then gave me two options. Both involved a logic board and started at 1200 to 1700. When he made me... Where he made me mad was he said that it looks like the casing to the computer needs to be replaced too. Yes, the top shell of the computer, possibly the keyboard trackpad. For the 1 million subscriber thing, will you consider being a pal and going into the Apple store and asking for a CD3215? Or the MSDS sheet to the SMC or something?
MSDS for the thermal compound that they use.
You should go into the store and ask for an ISL 9240. How do you think that would go?
I laid this out all nice. How the hell did this happen?
I wasn't here. I didn't do it. I just looked in your direction. That's not me.
You looked in my direction and all the wires are tangled.
I didn't do it. I hope these are good. Those are very well rated. All these wires are rated for 4K 60. I'm only running 1080p 60 through it, so.
Cool.
I sincerely doubt any of these will actually do 4K 60. A 100-foot HDMI cord doing 4K 60.
I didn't double check that I have everything in the right direction.
Oh, that would be funny. Are these directional HDMI?
Yes, they are.
Oh man, this would be hysterical. How do you know which goes where?
Source, thank God. Thank God.
Yeah, you already zip tied them and everything. That would have been a real...
That would have sucked.
That would have been a suka ballet.
Well, the zip ties are loose still, so.
We have zip ties?
No, we do not have zip ties.
Note to self.
We do not have hidden zip ties where you can't find them.
Note to self. Check the GeoVision camera system.
Nope. Will not find zip ties.
Tatiana's bike has a rusty chain. Look at this. She needs some oil.
Oh no. Oh no.
It triggers me seeing a chain that needs oil that does not have oil.
You can put... Oh, yeah, she needs oil.
Yeah, that's...
You can put a little bit of oil, like a normal amount of oil on this chain, which is just a across the chain. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
That's
it.
That's not
Only a
enough.
capful. Just a capful. Oh, what the fuck happened to this wire?
What? Tangled?
Yes. How the hell did this happen?
Not me. Okay, time to fix another easy MacBook. Oh, by the way, Paul, do you know if a bad battery will keep a touch bar from booting into the operating system? Can it boot into the OS with no battery? This is the 1989, not 1706.
I don't know about the 89.
Because we don't have... Do we have an A1964 battery?
No. We don't have anything for 89, Jay.
Isn't that the year the honeymooners started? That's a lucky number.
Is it?
Yeah, I need to get some batteries for the new one because it doesn't boot into the OS, and it takes 150 to 250 milliamps. Are the new CPUs really that efficient that the computer can take 150 milliamps and have the CPU on?
Are they? Did Intel advance enough like
Well, that's the thing. It's not booting into the operating system fully, so maybe the CPU's not actually on. It's just semi-on.
Well, if it isn't advanced, it would be an advance for Intel, not Apple.
Yeah. Ooh, upgraded video camera.
Hey, you stay away from that.
I want to touch it with my flexy hands.
You would. You would too.
I'm hoping that it works on the first run. You save money by buying the more expensive cable by not having to run it twice.
Oh my god, if any of these are bad.
They can't be there. It's mono price. And I bought the good one for mono price, not the cheap one. Those are all going to be good. Quality cables. Okay, I got to clean the desk.
How do AV professionals do this all day long? Oh, it's so miserable.
What's wrong with running cable?
I did it at Lucent Technologies. I hated it.
Running cable is much better than working and saying, would you like fries with that?
Being in a Bell Atlantic central office a 30 feet high cable trough, yelling pull all together with everybody while we're running 750 MCL cable. Hell, it sucked.
Were you at least paid well?
Kind of, yeah. Great benefits. Amazing benefits. You make a hole in the wall.
Hole in the wall? Were you insulting my store?
Oh, that will be.
Oh. You making a hole in the wall with a fucking hammer?
I'm making a hole in the wall with a hammer.
Seriously?
Yes.
That's all it takes?
That's all it takes.
Is this how much of a wall is this?
This is a good wall. Yeah, this is a sturdy wall.
But you can make a hole in it with a hammer.
You can make a hole in the wall in any wall with a hammer. It's just drywall. Drywall's flimsy.
Someone's complaining that you didn't use a circular bore bit and a $20 power tool.
It's underneath the desk. Who cares?
Yeah, it's underneath a desk. Who cares? He says. Do we take the A1707 or the A1278? A1707. The A1278 is going to have a dead MCP. That doesn't have a Thunderbolt port on the side. That is... Alright. Alright. Here we're going to be fixing yet another MacBook. This MacBook says liquid damage. It's an A1707. First thing we're going to do is see what type of behavior it has when we unplug the charger. When we unplug the battery. We want the battery to be unplugged because if the battery is unplugged, that'll make it nice and easy to tell exactly how much power the board itself is sucking up without everything else getting in the way. One, two, three, buckle my shoe. I want an iPhone 4. I'd really like an iPhone 4. I want an iPhone 4. I really want an iPhone 4, an iPhone 4, an iPhone 4. An iPhone 4, an iPhone 4. iPhone 4, an 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 iPhone 4, iPhone 4, an iPhone 4, iPhone 4, iPhone 4, iPhone 4. I got a plain burrito because the place that I like that makes the best ones is gone. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do with this MacBook is unplug its battery. I don't want my readings being off. There's the MacBook. There's the battery. Unplugged. And Now when we plug it in, we're going to see how much power it is that the board takes by itself, not the entire computer. Now it seems like when I plug this in, my USB-C amp meter, which is my second one because I just killed my other $10 one, I killed the unkillable USB-C amp meter. I have to edit that website description now. Is not giving me anything. It's giving me zero, nothing, nada. So we're going to take this entire board out. This is another 820-00281 MacBook board. I managed to kill it because when I unplugged it, the USB-C male and port came with it. That sounds like a taser. Oh. Oh. What happened?
Now I have to get out the hole saw and drill through the bottom of the desk.
Why?
Because it's plywood with no more room.
Oh. You can't just wire it over the desk and like have the wire going past all the technicians?
That's an idea.
Or even better ideas, to do these videos, you could work in the front of the store and also do customer service when Kevin's busy while going back and forth on boards.
That sounds like an awful idea. That sounds like an idea that'll get us less business.
Why do you have such little faith in your customer service skills? Pretty. You have to do that 3 times?
3 or 4? 1, 2, 3, 3 or 4.
I really hope those are good cables.
Well, the holes will be there now.
That's a really pretty sound. Okay. Let's see if this... So when I plug it in, I'm getting the exact same thing as before, which is that it immediately turns off the CD30... I mean, it turns off the charger. And we're going to see what it does on the other side as well. Seems like on the other side, it also automatically turns off my charger immediately after plugging it in. So now what we got to do is see if we have any shorts on input. And also, let's turn on Paul Daniels' awful software. Turn it to the multimeter to ohms mode. Turn this around. This MacBook looks really sad. Oh man. This is a terrible looking little MacBook. Damn. That diode looks... This looks cracked. Is this a diode or something else? What is that? And why do you look so cracked?
More drilling.
Huh?
More drilling.
More drilling?
Yep.
Oh, that's fine.
More.
We'll put intermission music for everybody before you start drilling. One sec. We're gonna have some intermission music here. Okay, I just have to figure out how to mute my mic. Okay, we got a mute button over here. Hi, OBS. Mute me. Hi, your mute button doesn't... Oh, never mind. Mute button is a sub-menu. Alright, the song ended. And Paul actually finished right as the song ended. That was some loud drilling that Paul was doing. Now I wonder what that cracked component is for. It's a diode between ground and 20 volts of PP bus. See, right over here we have a diode that goes between PP bus, not PP bus, V bus. That goes between the V bus, that's the 20 volts that comes in from the charger, and ground. And I'm guessing that was short-circuiting the charging voltage to ground, which is why when we plugged it in, we were getting nothing. So now, 1 second, housekeeping. Housekeeping?
Housekeeping?
So now, when I plug it in, I expect that the short circuit is now gone because the crack component is not there. I plug it in, and it does nothing. I plug it in the other port, and it also does nothing. What? Son of a Let's get the multimeter on the screen here. Do we still have a short circuit? We do not have a short circuit to ground. Let's see. Is any... Are any of these fuses short circuited to ground? 27 kiloohms. 9 kiloohms. Fuse is a happy fuse. Let's see here. This fuse is a happy fuse. Oh, okay. On this side, we're shorted to ground. Alright, so let's take a look. What is shorted to ground and what is not? So, I was measuring on this side of the board where the cracked diode was. This is the cracked diode. 20 volts ground. I was measuring... So here's the funny part. This is the diode that was cracked. So I figured this side was shorted to ground. It was shorting... But so I figured that this fuse would be the one shorted to ground. No, it's not. That fuse that you see over here, F3000, that's going to sit between charging voltage and something else, is not it. It was this one over here. We have a short. We actually still have a short right here. So on this one. Now that means that we have a short now we have to see if we have a short over here or over here. So this is Q3200. CD3215 is going to open this. The CD3215 is responsible for opening Q3200. See? Check this out. C3200 is up here. I mean Q3200 is up here. Q3200, what this does is this allows the charging voltage to go through to the machine if the CD3215 says it can. If CD3215 is happy, it will allow this MOSFET here to open. Now, I want to see what side my short is on. So my short could be either on this side, where the voltage is coming in from the charger, or, see, where it's coming in from the charge port, or it could be on this side of the fuse, where it goes to the machine. And the only really way to know that would be to remove that fuse and measure on both sides and see where the short circuit is. We could also get an idea by looking. And I see that there is corrosion here, so I'm kind of wondering if the problem is inside the charge port itself. If this entire board repair is nothing besides taking the charge port off and putting a new one on, Paul's probably going to beat me with a power tool. So if that's the case, you're going to hear me get really quiet. Okay, so we look under there, and as you can see, I believe we have found the location of our short circuit. Oh my god. Wow. What do you think of this charge port, Paul? Uh-oh. No, but this board has a hole in it. Okay. Now, Paul, do we have any connectors that match this or no?
Yeah, on all the donor wing things that you got.
Oh.
And they're very hard to take off, and they're very hard to put back on.
Okay, so 2 charge ports it is. So we're going to remove this. And you get 2 charge ports. You've been downgraded to a non-touch bar MacBook Pro. Okay, what about when the board itself is has what seems like there's a hole under it?
I look up everything.
Oh.
There's ground on either side. I actually did something different. About maybe 4 feet of waste.
That's not bad. I got just enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So, here we are. Connector's gone. Now the fun part will be soldering a new one of these on after reclaiming it from a donor board. Okay, now let's see if after removing that disgusting connector if we've gotten rid of our short circuit. Let's go back to the fuse. What is Hi-Hi? Yeah, why isn't Hi-Hi here today? Doesn't Hi-Hi work on the weekends?
Yes, it does.
So why is he not here again? Alright, 284 ohms to ground. So 284 ohms is not what I would expect here. That's bad. That means that we still have a short somewhere dug up in that area. Also, is this fuse actually even good? Wait, so the fuse is good. On one side of the fuse, you have 300 ohms, 400 ohms, 500 ohms. Okay. Maybe we're at a point where I can plug this in and it actually works. Let's see. Okay, 5 volts, 13 volts, 19 volts. 19 volts, 1.4 amps, so this is indeed working. Now the question is, do we go for gold and try to get the other charge port onto this machine? That's the question for today. And it also seems like some of the pins here have seen better days as well. Do we go for gold, or do we call it 2 ports and... A lot of you bastards... What? Okay, this app makes some really annoying sounds. I gotta get... Sheep chat is killing me. Let's see. Settings. That was annoying. Sound. Stream out. Connections. Appearance. Entertainment. Okay, in the sounds menu, it doesn't actually tell you how to remove that annoying sound. That is stupid. What a... What about this takes you an hour, Paul? What is the hardest part? Hi, how the fuck do you turn that annoying sound off? Let's see. Alright, we're just gonna mute this stupid program. How about that? Where's... Sheep chat, mute for the time being. In Windows. Is this around? Surround? Seriously? I try harder. This is gonna be great. I feel like I should call it a day. I have it working. But only 2 ports. Needs 4 ports. I'm going to remove the heatsink because I plan to be putting some heat in that area, and the heatsink fin does go to the end. I didn't do that initially because I had the air blowing away from the heatsink, and it was also for a short period of time. When I tapped the heatsink, it wasn't warm. But if we are going to be putting heat, and it's near a heatsink that goes to a CPU, it's an Apple product. It doesn't need any more heat than it's already getting. This machine's going to get warm enough when it sends 52 volts to the CPU. Yeah, Tim Cook must have heard everybody saying you can't overclock a Mac. You can't overclock a Mac as the gaming and overclocking communities on YouTube are becoming more and more popular. And he said, yeah, who the fuck says you can't overclock a Mac? Alright, so first thing we got to do is take that connector from a donor board, which is what this is. So we're going to have crotch cam enabled and engaged. So you can see this process. That's crotch cam right there. Everybody say hello to crotch cam. Say hi, crotch cam. After this, we're going to do a test of Paul's camera system. And Paul's going to stay until 12 o'clock at night and solder this connector on for you all. So we're going to use hot air. The connector has been reclaimed. Let's see how bad that looks. Looks pretty shitty. Now there's this metal thing that goes around this connector. Dear God, that seems like a lot of work. What? You mean the outer ones or the inner ones?
Outer ones.
Whoops.
The inner ones are holding up off the board and short.
Hiss. I think it's time for me to grab a second connector. Yeah, second connector time. That was pretty stupid. Next.
Wire is wrong.
Much wire?
Much more.
Much fire?
Possibly. That wire is
Next. There's no such thing as wasted flux, man. As long as you enjoyed yourself.
I have to plug it into the back of my computer, don't I?
Where's
I
the
don't know how
Where's the
you
cable
do
going?
this without taking it apart.
What?
Like, this is not gonna work.
What is not gonna work?
Not
Where's the
taking-
cable?
Taking it apart.
Oh,
The
taking.
cable's laying back there.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna work. You'll see. Just taking that connector apart, no effing way. I will solder the damn charge port cable to the board before I do that.
It's not that difficult.
Junk. That's the old connector.
Duke says he does LCD cables, LCD connectors with hot air.
Likelihood of this working. Place your bets.
Can you see through those breaks at all and see if anything? The picture's so tiny. It's really hard to see along
Also,
the path.
where are those?
So tiny.
Where are those cables? Which are the ones that you just put?
The ones that are hanging here.
Aha, I see. Thank you.
There's about 2 feet extra hanging.
That's fine. I'll figure it out. None of these are marked, actually. Alright, while that's cooling down, I'm going to plug in the HDMI cords from the office in here. I got it. I don't want to bend anything too much. Okay. Push my computer back into place. And now I have to figure out which ones are the free ones. Alright, so if I do OBS, okay, that's cooling off. While we're cooling off for that, I'm just going to see if new add back office 1. Add video capture device. Back office 1. No. Wait, what's that? That's black. Does your microscope camera have wait, that's my microscope. I'm a fucking idiot. Okay. That's my desk camera? That's nothing? That's nothing? Nothing? Is it the power's on and everything? That's me. Okay, so it's not going to be anything in 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. It's not going to be 0, 1. 0, 1 is my normal card. It's going to be something on 0, 0. Unsupported signal. Huh. Wiggle, maybe? Much Now it goes back and forth between unsupported and no signal as you do that. No dice. Do it again. Yeah, it's unsupported at this point. Yeah, it's just blinking back and forth really quickly. Let's see what it does with a camera. So... Do you know what the batteries are for these little Sony cameras?
I got one here. They're in the camera bag.
Alright. Okay, let's see what I get. Yeah, that works, Paul. That works. The microscope doesn't.
Maybe once it's through the switcher will amplify it and it'll get there.
I think that maybe that cable is so thick that it's fucking with your port.
This thing's how you doing?
Oh god. Is that? It looks green. I don't know if that's the reflection from your fan. Yeah, I need a proper mount for that. Alright, let's see. What do we get?
It's gonna go to the switcher, so
Mm-hmm.
hopefully the switcher amplifies.
Unsupported signal. Interesting. Okay. So the Sony camera can view it, but that can't? Interesting. This one.
Alright, that we'll do later. We're close. What can I do for you? Do you have any questions or?
Trying to sell these.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Don't buy?
No. He's trying to sell me a charger to Bluetooth headphones. He's trying to sell it. This is why you don't... I don't open the door anymore after hours. I'll ask what it is, and some people get really fucking offended. They actually won't... Oh, let me add it as a picture-in-picture.
What the hell?
No, watch. I can. That's fixable. It's just...
Color space as well.
no big deal. We do this. Configure video. Oh, wait, what? RGB, YUV, YU... Which camera is that?
What cam? Optics cam?
Why is... strange. Okay, so that works.
So the splitter amplifies it. That little optics cam probably isn't powerful enough to get all the way 100 feet.
Interesting. Okay, let's plug this in. That does not feel like a good connector. Yeah, it expanded. Okay, we've gotten a little too greedy here. So this works just fine if I have one port. Maybe we will explore the option of them having 2 ports depending on the patience of the customer. But that's it for this one. It does work with 1 port, and as always, I hope you learned something.